welcome to Career Biz, the podcast of the University Career Center at UNC Charlotte. I'm Jay.
I'm Matt.
I'm Jessie.
And I'm Patrick.
Welcome back to school, everyone. This is our welcome back to the fall semester, right? Yeah, where's our horns, our trap music? We need all of that, right? We're not getting to do that this time, but we are still here. And yes, the Career Center is here, and we will be open and offering services. We're going to talk to you about all of that stuff and talk a little bit about some of the cool things we've got to kick off the semester and ways you can engage with us, and then just some tips for getting started off the right foot this year. But I wanted to do a real quick, though, around our panel here. Memories of first day of college for each of you. Can you remember anything specific? Patrick, we'll start with you.
I don't know. I can't remember that far back. First day, I hate to say what I did my first day, so maybe we better move on to my more established colleagues below me.
Jessie, what about you?
I like that. The more established colleagues. Thanks, Patrick. Oh, gosh. I just remember, the nervous but excited jitters of the first day of school. I also remember, making sure that I walked from each of my classroom buildings like the weekend before classes started, just to make sure didn't get lost.
Did you have a map in your hand too?
Oh, totally. I mean, probably all 4 years. I was on a really, really large campus. But yeah, I love the first day of school. It's exciting.
Matthew?
I went from a town of 400 people to a city in Norfolk, Virginia, with a university of like 30,000. So I spent a lot of time walking around, enjoying being a number, which I really loved. I was like, sweet, I'm blending in. But I think my first day of school, I missed my first class because I got lost. And freaked out. But you know what? It doesn't really matter in the end because I figured it out and I got the information, and now I am the amazing human being you see before you or listen before you.
But there's good news in what all of you are saying is that with the fall being the way it is this year, you can find your building by just clicking a button, which is kind of cool. Like, we didn't have that back in my day. And when we're back on campus, what I love about UNC Charlotte is it's not so huge that it takes you 20 minutes to get from one building to the next, and you only have 5 minutes in between classes. And that I remember that being my experience at a large institution I was at.
See, I went to a smaller school in the town that I grew up in, not too different from a lot of our students, I'm sure. But even though it was a smaller school, the campus size of my alma mater, University of North Alabama, and UNC Charlotte isn't all that different. And so I did the same thing Jessie did. I walked around with a map, the weekend before. I had a roommate that was a year older than me, and had been a summer orientation counselor. So I had like all the shortcuts across stuff. And even though I grew up in the town, I thought I knew that campus. I didn't know nothing. But it was fun to learn and fun to figure out along the way, back in the old days when we walked uphill both ways and all that kind of stuff. I do think it's neat, though. I got a chance to attend Convocation and watch that, which was a virtual experience this year. And I do want to applaud the university for doing a lot to welcome in our new students and our transfers. I thought there was some really good content there from faculty, from staff, from our SGA president, from our new chancellor, who all did a really good job of welcoming our new Niners to campus here.
And I might even add that later on this week, we have a really cool new event that we're doing called WebJam. I want to see if some of you can talk about what to expect. Other than, I'm going to throw it out there, there's an escape room online as part of this WebJam. And I took it and I didn't win.
Yeah, it's a very cool thing. Matthew, Jessie, you want to start there, talk a little bit about WebJam and what students can expect?
Yeah, so the cool thing about WebJam is, one, you're going to be able to kind of understand one of our virtual platforms that we'll be utilizing for career fairs. But also you can get a bunch of free gift cards that have been donated to us from our employer partners. So you'll be able to play games. I will be there. I'll be actually talking about the exploring career communities. So if you want to stop by and say hello to me, learn more about some career communities, learn about what they are, how you can utilize them, or you can just, shoot the breeze with me for a little bit. I will be there virtually at my little booth. Jessie, what are your takeaways from it?
Yeah, so I will also be there, and I will be representing the Hire Niner group, or booth. So I think generally speaking, though, WebJam is just a really fun, cool way to connect with some Career Center staff, some employer partners. Again, like Matt said, a chance to win some gift cards, but really get to know Career Center resources, services, and again, have a fun time in a virtual manner.
And the cool thing is employers are going to be there and they're having fun with you. So they're not looking for your resume. They're just looking to have fun with you, get you kind of acclimated to this whole, what is recruitment season all about? So this is your great time to just relax and get to know what's going on. Right, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be Thursday, September the 10th from 11 to 3. So you can pop in and out as you want. If you go to career.uncc.edu, one of our scrolling banners across the top is the Web Jamboree. Click on that. Tells you all the information you need to know, how you can join, log in, be a part of it. It's going to be really cool. And we're looking forward to it. I mean, I think it's going to be a blast. And, I know folks in the office, Michelle, who's been on the podcast before, talked about part-time jobs, has done a great job organizing it along with other people in the office. One thing to know, though, students, if you want to participate in it, there's a link to the WebJam 2020 in the second paragraph on that WebJam page. You do register ahead of time to come to the event, so make sure you do that. You can register day of. That's totally cool, but just make sure you're aware that you do have to register ahead of time to do that. That is taking the place of what we did last year, which was our Plaza Party, where we had employers and campus partners set up booths. We had different games. And we had a
like
DJ.
1,500 people that came through.
Exactly. It was awesome. And so we hope to have that many of you virtually join in too, because same information, we're going to be giving out stuff so you can just learn about what's there. So,
but the cool thing is that by registering on that site, you're already set up for all the future career fairs that we have throughout the year. So you don't have to keep registering on that site.
Yeah, we are using the same piece of software for the WebJam that we will for the part-time job fair October 1st and the fall regional career fairs on October the 8th and 9th. All that's through a website called Premier Virtual that we've partnered with to be a part of. So yeah, go ahead and register at the WebJam, and then you don't have to do all that stuff in October. So now's the time to do that. So that's going to be really cool. I think it's neat to run down the idea of the office services that we're still providing, even in this online hybrid situation that we're in. So we're still doing appointments. You can still do appointments in person or virtually, right, Jessie?
That's right. So you can still do, again, virtual or phone appointments with your career coaches. Log into Hire a Niner, and you can schedule an appointment with a coach based off of what works best with your schedule, which is the really convenient part about that. Also keep in mind that Hire a Niner is kind of your go-to place to check out all of our upcoming events. So not only can you, again, make an appointment with your career coach on Hire a Niner, that's also where you can check out your jobs, internships, co-op opportunities, on-campus positions that might be available. But there's a whole tab in Hire a Niner, if you haven't checked it out, called Events. And so that's going to highlight all of the different things that we've been working really hard throughout the summer to set up for you all. So one thing I wanted to highlight is our career meetup program. We will have a lot of those every day of the week at a variety of different times. They're 30 to 45-minute sessions. The first couple of weeks, as we're virtual, they will be completely virtual online. But eventually, if all goes well, we will also be offering some of those in person in the Career Center as well. But those are over professional development topics. You can have the opportunity to chat with different employers who might come in and talk about their company, their organization, their industry, and other professional development topics. So really great way to learn and also do a little bit of networking.
I just wanted to highlight our 2-for-1 special. Get one resume reviewed for free, and then the second one's also free. So like 2-for-1 special, just come on in. That you don't need a coupon because we do this for everybody. And the same thing with mock interviews. It's a 3-for-1 special. If you do 2, you do get the third one for free as well. Is that too much? Is it?
Awesome deal.
I still think people will respond to those kind of things.
I did this fun little thing. And so for those of you listening that don't know, the Career Center, we provide all these services, but the stuff that's also happening behind scenes and the way we're connecting you to employers is pretty amazing. And I did this cool thing over the weekend about on our Instagram Live around employer relations. So that's what all of us kind of do, reaching out to alumni, employers, getting them to come to recruit at UNCC. And I just want to throw out there. So I asked if students knew what employer relations were and what we did for you. And they said, we had 40%, 6% said yes, they knew. And then 54% said no. So employer relations is what myself, Jay, Jessie, Patrick, a few other of us in the office do to connect you to employers. And then I encourage students to share with us the employers that they want here at UNC Charlotte. Good news is out of the like 60 some replies, we had a majority of the employers you're asking for. So make sure you check out Hire a Niner, because in Hire a Niner, you're going to see recruitment events of these employers. So like Google, Duke Energy, Volvo, Qualcomm, Cisco, Amazon, EA Games, Microsoft, Eli Lilly, Atrium, EY, Lowe's, Department of State. All of those already recruit here. So you have to stay on top of the game though, and make sure you're checking out Hire Niner like Jessie was talking about. Underneath that events tab is super important. And I know you get tons of emails, but you better open those emails from the Career Center, because it could be the email that changes your
Matt, I'm gonna do you even a solid and say, hey, students, when you're in these meetups, when you're in these employer sessions, turn on your video. It's kind of like going to a classroom with a paper bag over your head. It's just weird. And I'm going to say, it's about engagement. All of us yesterday, literally Sunday, we did a pre-convocation sort of thing. We had a lot of alumni, a lot of employers, and every single one of them said, please engage in the process, come to these events, turn on your video. We want to know you. And by doing that, you will be more successful.
You're right. Every one of those rooms, I popped in and out of all of them. Every employer partner, alumni partner in there was saying the same thing. Engage, start talking to people. I know it's strange, but just do it. Put yourself out there. It's actually easier to do it, or a little less stressful for some folks in the online environment, because you're not surrounded in a room with like 100 people. Even if there's 100 people on the Zoom call, what do you know, right? Just message somebody, start talking to them, be engaged. And look, we know, Zoom Lash and all that is very real. You're going to be doing your classes that way. I get it. But the employer ones are the ones that we've got for recruiting events, things like that, are going to be set up differently. We're working real close with those folks to not PowerPoint you to sleep. That's something we are really pushing to them. So they're going to try to be engaging. So just be engaged back too. And I think you'll have a good experience that way. And do the same too with your appointments as well.
I'm just going to say one more small thing, and I'll get off my soapbox and let you all talk. But this idea of like, if you had your video on, guess what? The employer's staring at you more, looking at your name more than any of the other people in the room. They're going to remember you, which means when you submit your resume, you talk to them, they will remember you over everybody else that decided not to do that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you may think nobody remembers. How in the world are they ever going to remember me? Trust me, recruiters remember you. It's their job, right, Jess?
Yeah, and that's why I was going to jump into some advice as you're getting started with this semester and thinking about connecting with employers. One thing that's really tempting when you are at home or wherever you are in your apartment is to, again, keep that video off and not take your PJs off. And so what might be a good practice as you are going to class and as you are, again, hanging out in some of our networking events, even if you just make yourself feel like you're going to get out of the house and, again, go meet somebody in person, same concept as if you are, again, on a Zoom call or a WebEx meeting, just dress up a little bit. It will make you feel better, a little bit more confident. And then to Patrick's point, if the employer is staring at you the whole time because your video is on and you're looking ready to go and professional, or, business cash, whatever, you're not wearing an old t-shirt, again, it's going to make you feel confident and just like life is a little bit more normal.
So just to make sure, they do need to be clothed.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Okay.
Clothing is not optional for the networking events for anybody.
I'm just putting it out there, making sure everybody knows and hears us clearly.
I do want to brag at our accounting students, because I had a chance to sit in on the Meet the Professionals events the last 2 weeks. They were all Zoom calls and things like that. And those things went from like 5:30 to 9 at night. And I'm really proud of those students. They showed up. They were on time. They were in full, at least top half, full dress and all that. And they were engaging and doing things. And, you can learn a lot from your accounting friends out there, gangs.
Great job, accounting students. We love you.
Yes, excellent work. And the firms all commented on how well everybody was prepared and stuff, which, we know that. UNC Charlotte students are awesome. We hear that all the time. So Matthew, let me throw it to you real quick. Things that students can do if they want to be super noticed by employers in these recruiting events, besides just have their camera on.
Totally. So I would say, do an interesting Zoom background that's around your personal brand. So when you think about your personal brand, maybe write out some free thoughts. Wow, I can't talk today. It is definitely Monday. Some free thoughts about what is your brand, whether you're in tech, whether you're interested in arts, media design, or business, and go into Canva. Create yourself a cool Zoom background that really demonstrates your brand, maybe how employers can get a hold of you. And I also encourage students, make sure you're on time for these Zoom meetings and try to get there beforehand even. Because usually it's me and the employer just sitting there chatting with each other. So students who come in earlier get to have that conversation with employers around random stuff that we talk about, how's your day going, or what's the kids up to. So you get to be in on that conversation and have that one-on-one time a little more with employers, and make sure that your LinkedIn is updated, that it is ready to go, that it looks professional, because that's going to really be a great way that you can share that link for you to share with employers, even in maybe that chat, or even in those Zoom meetings, in that chat section, throw your LinkedIn, your information in there so you can connect with other people who are in there, because not only connecting with employers is a really good idea, but connect with people who are in your classes, because they're going to be going for the same similar jobs and industries that you're interested in. And so you can really leverage your UNC Charlotte community as well when it comes to kind of looking for those jobs and internships. So be aware of your presence, your brand, both in your Zoom background as well as on your LinkedIn.
And I might even add that, with things being a little different this fall, that walking by physically our office and saying, oh, I better go in there and get such and such done, it's not going to be the norm. So you have to really pay attention, like Matt said, pay attention to your email, pay attention to what do I need to do this semester to prepare myself for the next semester in terms of career experience and career development. Our career coaches are there. As Jessie said, they're online, they're by phone, and soon will be some limited in-person opportunity this fall. Make use of them. I keep telling students over and over and over again that you are paying money to be at this university, and look at all the stuff you have. Why would you not use it? Unless if you've already gotten your full-time job and you're already feeling great and you don't need anything, then fantastic.
Yeah, if you're doing that, by the way, put yourself out there as a mentor to other people. You give back to your own UNC Charlotte community. You throw it out on LinkedIn and say, hey, y'all, I've got my job secure. I'm ready to go. Come talk to me about how I got it done. Be glad to pass that advice. Because there's nothing like hearing it from somebody. One of our employers that was at that convocation then graduated a year and a half ago. So, he was very timely with the students were asking him in the panel he was on, which was great. So same diff, if you get it figured out ahead of time, it's like the old vacation Bible school rule. Bring 2 or 3 more with you. The next day, you might get an extra bit of Kool-Aid or something.
Hey, I'm not sure I remember that. I don't know that one.
I'm from the deep South.
Sometimes Jay just said stuff and we just kind of...
Yeah, Matthew knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah.
You got points. You got extra points.
Yes.
That's get something cool out of the room at the end of Vacation Bible School. I remember that.
Right. So, but, do spread the word. We know that, and that we rely on you guys to do that. So spread the word, let other people know about what we've got going on.
You all know how we're constantly pushing you to get to know your faculty members. Great thing to do, even just for recommendations, for connections. A lot of times your faculty members have been in different industries. That's something I'm still going to encourage you to do, even in the virtual world, to make sure you're checking out their office hours. Again, like Matt mentioned, hop onto the Zoom line a little bit early so you can chat with your faculty member beforehand. But same concept with your career coaches. We want to get to know you. So be on the lookout in those emails that we keep mentioning. We're going to be doing a lot of introduction to your career communities. Get to know your career coaches at the start of the semester, because we, again, just want to get to know you, want to chat with you, and again, meet you where you are in this process.
Again, welcome back to UNC Charlotte. We're glad to have you back on campus, whether that's virtually, physically, whatever it turns out to be. Remember, the Career Center is here for you, as well as a lot of other offices on campus and a lot of services. So take advantage of academic advising, take advantage of the library services, tutoring. All of it is there to help you succeed. And know that we are here to help you throughout any part of your career and professional development process. You can follow the happenings of the Career Center on our website, career.uncc.edu, and on social media at Niner Careers. So follow us, tag us, let us know what you got going on. We appreciate your support. So for Matthew, Patrick, and Jessie, I'm Jay. We'll talk to you soon again here on Career Bits.